Hey, what's up, everybody? Epiphonium. Epiphonium. How's it going, man? Hey, Ron Limber, how you doing? So, if you recognize that, that's my intro music that I use on my channel, on my videos. That was one of the first things that I ever recorded in a DAW, and that was done on that Japanese uh, E-Series Stratocaster Fender Contemporary with the two humbuckers and a TBX switch. And I played it through probably right into a mixing board. I can't remember if I had an amp hooked up at the time or not, but I was using this Korg Toneworks, this old Korg Toneworks pedal, multi-effects pedal with the expression pedal, and it's got like all these different settings: gain, treble, middle, bass level, and then it's got modulations. It's got all kinds of them. I'd have to actually turn it on to see what all the modulations are, but there's everything. There's phase, pitch, there's tremolo, chorus, flange. Then it has all kinds of echo, and then it has, you can set what the pedal itself does. Hey Dwight, if it controls can't see it, controls the volume or the level of the effect. It has ambience. Okay, that ambience I think had stuff like delay and echo and reverb, and then cab type. You could select all these different cab types, and then you could name the stuff. And it had a rhythm machine in it, and then it had a bunch of presets, and it's got all these amp models: acoustic, classic compressor, tube overdrive, classic distortion, fat distortion, metal distortion, big fuzz, top boost, US high gain, British stack. It had all these different things. And I used to use this a lot, 20 years ago. Not so much now. I don't play with it much, but that's how old that recording is. That was in like the first free DAW that I ever downloaded and started trying recording music with it. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, it's working. But anyway, that's that. I like pedal boards myself. Shit all wrapped around it. This is my current pedal board. I think if I could show it here. Let me do it this way. Let me get in OBS for a minute. Give me a sec. Okay, this is my current pedal board. So we go through a mini Crybaby, into an Ibanez mini tube screamer, into an MXR Dynacomp mini compressor, into a TC Electronics Spark Clean Boost, into a Donner Yellow Fall. And I for cheap pedals, I like that pedal, that Donner Yellow Fall. Then it goes over and it loops around out of here, all the way over here into this MXR Classic Distortion, which is going to get the pedal that Terry Rand sent me, the Hotplex. I'll grab that. it's going to get this put in that place right there, the hot plex. Then over here into this is another Donner pedal that I really like. I bought 3 of these, one for my wife and one for my brother, this tuner. Then into an Ibanez tremolo. And the tuner is the last thing on the board. Then here's a shock clock. That's just a set clock to tell you what time it is. The tuner's the last thing in the chain, and so when you hit the tuner, it shuts everything off. Ooh. But I make all my pedal boards out of plywood, so that's how I do that. That's how that's done. That's the best way to do that. But I think I got my music for my intro and outro. I used my own original music, and I can't get copyright claimed for it anymore, I hope. I have actually gotten copyright claims on my own original stuff. Yeah, multi-effects bossing. Some of the multi-effects things aren't that bad. The problem with that ToneWorks is when you push a button, there's a delay. There's a delay. It actually, like, it shuts the sound off for a second and then the new sound comes on. And I don't like that. I do not like that. No, I don't. I've got multiple pedal boards. I'll show you one more if it's not hooked up too drastically here. No, it's just laying here. I made this one. Get back to OBS. I made this one for that little 5-watt DAT amp. The 5-watt monoprice stayed right tube amp. Because it doesn't have reverb. So I bought a reverb pedal. Then I put this Outlaw Wrangler compressor into an old TS7 tube screamer. And then I've got just a Behringer delay and a Behringer tuner. I like the little Donner mini tuner better, actually, because it lights up bright red and bright green when you're in tune. It's really cool. So, but those are just a couple things I thought I'd throw out there and show you. And then my outro music, which let me show you that real quick. Just let me show you my outro music really quick. This is a Godfather inspired thing that I wrote. I don't know what it was inspired by, but I'll come back after it plays. See, there were no drums in that. That was just all guitar and bass. The whole thing. There was never any like Western music or cooking music. Yeah, I thought it was kind of an Italian thing, but not being Italian, being not Italian myself. As a matter of fact, last night we watched The Godfather, and then not the one with De Niro, but you know, and tonight I started watching. She's in there watching Dirty Grandpa or Filthy Grandpa. Yeah, spaghetti Western music. There you go, Clint Eastwood. Eli Wallach. Those are some good movies. Eli Wallach, Clint Eastwood. Who's the other actor? Always played a bad guy. Peter Fonda was even in a couple of them. My Name is Nobody. That was a funny movie. But anyway, you know, I don't think I can get, if I get hit with a copyright claim on that, cripe, you know, geez, oh man. And I actually did. I wrote a blues song one time called The Troll Blues, and had a bunch of people collaborate on it. If you guys remember Blackjack and her wife played bass, Blackjack played guitar, drums, I can't remember, I think drums, her wife played bass, my drummer played drums, Wicked Fester TR played guitar on it, My Name is Trinity, that's the movie, played guitar on it, and I got copyright claimed on my own 12-bar blues solo. My own solo was a 12-bar blues, and I got a copyright claim on it. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So I had to, I disputed it and said, you know, it was an improvised solo. You can't copyright every freaking note pattern, you know, one after another, when this was a totally improvised solo, and I won it. But what a pain in the ass. And that's why I won't dispute them anymore. I'll just take them down, you know. Now on our cover songs, you just get a copyright claim and you share revenue, which means you get none and the copyright holder gets it. And on the band stuff that I post, it's hit and miss. But yeah, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I want my band stuff to be up there. Otherwise, I won't be able to, you know, if I didn't post anything that got a copyright claim on it, I wouldn't be able to post any band music because it almost all does. Sometimes it doesn't though. It's a funny that some stuff doesn't. I got a copyright claim one time on House of the Rising Sun, and House of the Rising Sun is so old that it is public domain, and yeah, Trinity is still my name or whatever it is. My name is Trinity, and that's a good movie. He does some real good bits in that with the slap and the gun draw, and they're speeding the camera up and everything, but it's funnier than hell. But what was I talking about? Copyright claims, but anyway. So, what are you guys all up to? I wanted to thank Nelson, Two Mules for Sister Sarah. That's a oh yeah, I well done movies. Yeah, it's a few dollars more, Fistful of Dollars, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Hang 'Em High. All those Clint Eastwood movies. I could watch them over and over. My wife hates them. She doesn't like them. She likes like his Dirty Harry movies, which I do too, but she don't like the westerns that much. Unforgiven, I like that one. Pale Rider, I like that one. I like a lot of them. But Nelson Rodriguez, I wanted to thank him for being on joining my Patreon. He's not here right now. Maybe he'll show up. I went and watched some of his videos. He did some cooking videos and then videos of the fire. A friend of mine years back made a comment to me. We were in a bar and we were watching. I was a young fella, and there was this guitar player that I used to go see named Dennis. It was in a band called Sweetwater. Really good cover band, and the guy wasn't any taller than my wife Linda, like 4'11", little tiny guy, and his Stratocaster looked giant on this guy, but he was a monster of a guitar player. And my buddy Gene looks at me and he goes, the guitar players today are just the gunfighters of yesterday. They're always trying to get faster. They're always trying to be the next fastest one, and that is so true. And I mean, that's even true today. Hey, I wanted to dress up Epiphonium. If you look at Marty Robbins, look this up right now, Google it, Marty Robbins, Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs. It's a red or pinkish album cover with him all dressed in black with the coolest black hat that is like the kind of straight brim that Stevie Ray Vaughan wore, and his gun tied down on his leg, and he's in a gunfighter position ready to draw. And that was, when I was a little kid, man, that album cover was like the coolest album cover there ever was. And I wanted to be just like that. Marty Robbins is one of my favorite singers. Besides Burton Cummings. I like a lot of different ones too. One of my absolute favorite singers is Rod Stewart before Hot Legs came out and all that crap. When he was with the Faces, when he played with Ronnie Wood, when he played with Jeff Beck, Rod Stewart's album singing was absolutely the best rock and roll. I always liked Joe Cocker. And I mean, people will say, oh, Joe Cocker, he didn't have a terrible voice. He had a great voice. And then one of my other favorites is Steve Marriott. And of course, if you like Steve Marriott, you've got to like Peter Frampton. This is so old school shit now. But I like Ian Hunter from Mott the Hoople. Oh, of course, I like, Lennon and McCartney. Who didn't like them? Who didn't like Lennon and McCartney? I guess some people. Some people are Beatle haters. And I don't get that. If you go on YouTube and you go back, Johnny Kramer, the music movie channel, I'll check that out. If you go back and watch on YouTube some of the old live Beatle performances, whether they be in England, Australia, Germany, wherever they were, their live performances, you will understand why they were number one. You will absolutely understand it. And it's undeniable. I mean, you might not like the music, but it's absolutely undeniable. They were fantastic. Yeah, the Beatle haters never listened to them. That's absolutely right. So Johnny Kramer, the music movie channel, what's that about? Hey, want to be a guitar god? Hello there. He's all these frickin' notifications, man. I hate to mute my whole thing, everything. I guess I'll have to. Guess I has to mute it. So what's on the music and movie channel, Johnny Kramer? Are you showing movies? Yeah, want to be a guitar god. That's a great name. Mine could be too late to be a guitar god. Too old to be a guitar god. Ain't gonna be a guitar god. I'm just happy to still be out playing, to be able to go out and gig. I'm telling you, if you ever get the opportunity and you're going to play in a band, make your significant other, whoever that may be, whoever your significant other may be, have them play an instrument and play in the band, because then your household will take home 2 cuts of the pay. So if you're in a 3-piece band, you're taking home 2/3 if there's 2 of you. If you're in a 4-piece band, you're walking away with half. And it makes a big difference. It makes a real big difference on the finances when you can do that. Oh, your own movies, okay. And some cooking videos. We went to Lowe's today and purchased our new kitchen. Yeah, it likes to sing and dance, man. That's all they got to do. That's all they have to do is sing and dance. Without a doubt. But we went and picked out our new cabinets, and we didn't get custom or anything, nothing fancy. It's just the stuff they got at Lowe's that's ready to install. They had all the sizes that I needed. I was able to arrange them around the sink base, and the way that the counter goes in an L shape. It would just, they had everything right there, so we just picked them out. And we got to figure out now how we're going to pick them up. I finally got the guy, the kid, I call him a kid because he's a young guy compared to me, that's going to help me install them. He's the guy that did all my siding and windows, and he did a great job. He did it all by himself. But the kitchen, kitchens and bathrooms were my thing back in the day. So I'll be the planner and the technical guy, and he'll be the muscle. I'll get some video of that. That should be interesting. Like I said the other day, a kitchen cabinet fell off the wall. Thank God, Linda wasn't standing in front of the stove when it fell, or the dog wasn't in there laying on the floor. Of course, she could have been, but if she would have heard that thing crashing down, she'd have moved out of there like a shot. Oh, let's see. We got top chat going. Let's go for live chat. Okay, want to be guitar guy. I started playing it about 13 years ago, 53 years old now. Never played live except for around the campfire. You know what? And bravo. That's how you do it, And Linda started playing the bass around that age. A little older, actually. A little older than that. And, Kid Wilson, how you doing? And she plays every day, almost every day. It's 11:20 now, and I wouldn't be one bit surprised that in a few minutes you don't start hearing boom, 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 boom. Playing live is a lot of fun, man. I'm always like really nervous right at the beginning, and then 30 seconds into the first song you forget all about it. It all goes away because you're thinking too hard. And even though you've played the songs a million times and the muscle memory kicks in and you play and it's no big deal, there's always that little bit of nervousness right at the beginning, always. But anytime you can get a chance to play live, it's fun. And the fun thing is playing with other people. Playing alone is okay, and sitting at home and recording. And there's all these channels that, they do fantastic recording and stuff. And like if you a lot of you guys go on Metalhead Hippie and listen to all the different people do all the different music, and it's amazing what some of them can do. It really is. It's like there are a few. There's a guy, Texas Jackdaw, unbelievable. Squire Telecaster, unbelievable. His music that he records and the songs that he writes, he needs to get in front of somebody that can do him justice with his music, because it's marketable stuff. It's sellable stuff. It's catchy, it's hooky. Oh yeah, backing tracks that leave the guitar, they'll leave the guitar part out, or just have a rhythm guitar in it. Yeah, those are great. Got some neighbors that practice across the alley. Want to ask to sit in sometime, but chicken out. Don't chicken out. Show up with your instrument. Show up with your guitar and amp, and most musicians, unless like young kids sometimes aren't this way, but most musicians are very welcoming and very forgiving. They'll let you play along with them. They're happy to play with you, and they won't criticize, and they'll try to help you where you need help. And they won't like be a jerk about it and say, no, you can't play it that way, you got to play like this. They'll say, hey, try this, or do you know how to do this? And bluegrass is great. Bluegrass, that's the best way. Usually you only got to know 3 chords and a minor chord. You have the major lift and the minor fall. Bluegrass is great to sit in on. If you say I'm playing a G chord, man, you're in there. Because you know it's going to go G, C, D, or G, E minor, C, D. Might be an A minor in there somewhere. I hate to bring this up, but if you guys could hit the thumbs up to help the algorithm. I know most of you probably have. Yeah, don't be afraid to approach them. And if they're right across the alley from you and they're out there practicing, just go out in your front stoop and sit down and start playing along. They see or notice you, they're going to invite you over. You never know, you could end up in a band. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys very much. I know this is a late night guitar stream. I know some of you guys are in California, so it's not so bad for you. It's 11:30 here. Scott's on the road. He was going to, where did he say he was going to? Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, somewhere. He was leaving Indianapolis, driving south. We'll catch up to Scott, though. Those Dr. Groovy things, those were fun. He sold a lot of guitars, man. He sold a lot of guitars. Did any of you guys buy any of Scott's guitars? There were a couple people that bought a couple of them. Then there were a couple people that like were buying a couple real expensive ones. And then after Scott got them all packed up and ready to ship, they backed out. He had that happen like several times. I'll tell you what, though, he doesn't get mad. He doesn't get mad about it. No, he's still got plenty there to keep behind him. You know, if you look at those videos from back like 2010, and he had all those Gibson guitars, I bet he had close. I asked him if he ever had $1 million worth of guitars. He said if you added up everything, he was close. He was close to it. And then he sold it all and bought more stuff. Unbelievable. No, he's not collecting. Scott is selling. He's unloading. He's getting rid. He's going to move. I don't think he's moving far. I think he's staying in the same town. I'm not sure, but they're downsizing to a smaller place because he doesn't need all that stuff. Of course, he's still got like a garage full and a storage facility full of amps and stuff. Scott is a great guy. Yeah, if they don't sell, they just hang there and get more valuable. Now, according to Philip McKnight, and I saw some stuff today, I got some sale notices, sale flyers in my emails today from Sweetwater and American Music Supply. And I think Philip McKnight might have been right, and there's going to be some super sales going on because all those slow boats from China all arrived at once, and now they're all overstocked on last year's model, and they're going to want to get rid of it. I couldn't get my wife and family into the investment aspect. I'll tell you what. I never had a problem with Linda letting me buy guitars, and I have to admit there were a few times where we couldn't afford a guitar, but I bought it. We bought it anyway. We stretched and we bought it, and I used it and played out, so it made money. So the guitars never sat. And then later on, when I started working in a music store, and I started coming across nice guitars really cheap, and Christmas deals are coming, absolutely. And started coming across some nice guitars cheap, I snatched them up. But I made the mistake one time and bought a lot of guitars like DeArmonds and Squires that were made in China, and they weren't that great. And then when I went to sell them, I took a real hit. I took a real hit on, you know, what I paid for them as opposed to what I got. I don't have any real expensive guitars, really, but I don't. I only got a few that are like I would consider just like really cheap, and they're kind of oddball guitars, like that left-handed Strat, that purple one, and that Crestline thin line Telly. You'll never find a guitar like that ever, hardly. You know, it's a rare thing, and it was made in Japan, and it was as good as the Fenders that were being made at the time. It just didn't have as good of pickups in it because they're not potted. If somebody wanted to throw some potted pickups into that guitar, some humbuckers, it'd be great. It'd be a great guitar. And it's got a lot of mojo because it's got authentic relicking. Authentic wear and tear. I'll show you that guitar. What the hell? Got nothing better to do. You've seen it. I've played it. This is a Crestline thin line Telly with two humbuckers, but they're not potted. And this is the original 70s, and it's got the seven and a quarter radius neck. It's that's the logo. Part of it's missing. And I'll plug her in. And I know it's not in tune. It's gonna crackle and pop a little bit because it hasn't been played. That's the neck. Let me get an OBS. See, it'll squeal because the pickups aren't potted. Can't bend tonight. But, you know, the pickups aren't potted in this or nothing. And I suppose you could just pot them. No big deal. 39 and most are under 300. 39 guitars. Holy shit. I used to have like close to that many. Not anymore. Nowhere near. I don't know though. I think we're actually close to 30. But I'll sell this, you know, if I come up with the right price. I don't know what it's worth. I saw one sell on eBay. It was there for a while. It was there for a year or so, but it finally got sold. Yeah, you just pot them, melt some wax into them, some paraffin, and that's something I've never done. I've never fucking potted a pickup. Oh, lost a couple people after that. But that left-handed Squire, I would sell. I've got some other stuff I'd sell. Thinking about selling that little Marshall mini stack. I never play it anymore. I'll do a I'll get some backing tracks together and do some one night and do a Johnny Bean thing, you know, an ambient guitar. Maybe get a backing track together, or just mic up a nice amp. The Blues Junior or one of the mono prices, even that little 5-watt amp, and get in here and jam. I'll get Linda in here to jam here real quick. We'll throw a set together. I'll get that Beat Buddy figured out and come on and do a set. When winter gets here, the band, me and Freddie and Linda, we're going to be going live from his house and doing that. Maybe do that on Friday nights or something, because the only gigs we're going to get are on Saturdays. Concurrent viewers. I don't know what that means. I don't know. But anyway, I use Rock 7 on my Beat Buddy a lot. Alright, I'll have to try out Rock 7. Write Rock 7 down on my handy dandy note list. Beat Buddy. Dwight's got some amazing guitars. Rock 7. Everybody needs a beat buddy. The best beat buddy there is my drummer. He'll play any beat at any tempo. I mean, he can even play jazz. He's been in jazz bands. He's that good. People don't realize how good of a drummer Fred is, because it doesn't show in the music that we're doing. When you're playing "Gentle on My Mind." Yeah, 120, right? Yeah, right around 120 beats per minute. That's why I do everything right around there, or more. Absolutely. I use a couple of the blues settings too on the Beat Buddy. That's right here. And Scott told me you can download like more stuff, but I haven't figured out the stuff that's on it, let alone download more. Is this the one you got, Dwight? Is that it? Or do you got the bigger one? I think there's a bigger one actually than this. Then when I got the Guild, I bought this it's Behringer. It's an acoustic guitar compressor pedal. And I tried it out, but I haven't used it live yet. I haven't used it. But it should do that. Try it through that Fishman. The Fishman amp. Yeah, that's the one. They're expensive little buggers, man, at Beat Buddies. They're not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. And I bought mine at Sam Ash. I think I got it a little cheaper than that Epiphonium. Friedman, oh yeah, Friedman. That's boutique shit there. Friedman. '50's a perfect age to start a band, man. Depending on what you're doing, there's a lot of venue opportunities for people your age and your demographic. Wineries, restaurants. Yeah, 10-4, it's expensive. Kid Wilson, 50 is a great age to start a band. I mean, I've been playing in bands since I was, 15 years old. But when I was 53, I started playing with Linda. That's 10 years ago that I put Linda in the band. Yeah, that's when I started the Larry, Daryl, and Cheryl band, was when I was 53. And we had damn near a 10-year run until Rick died last year. And he was only 58. $2.99 used on Reverb. Wow. Yikes. Maybe I did pay that much for it. I don't pay attention. We're done buying that shit though. We can't, you know, I gotta sell stuff. I can't buy stuff. 66, 10, 20. I'm 63. So 53 to 63. And for the last year, last 2 years, we've been the Hush band. Clicking is easy. I'm gonna do it. Do it, man. Oh, band names. Jesus. Don't get me started. We've never been able to come up with a good band name. And if you come up with a good band name, there is one band around here that came up with a great name called Barcode. I thought that was a fantastic name. Too bad they didn't have the talent to go. Well, I'm not going to say that. But, yeah. Killer name. Barcode. Killer name. I remember I was in a band called the Average Bar Band. Because we didn't have a name and somebody just went, hey, you're just an average bar band. We were like, that's it. And then my other buddies, one time they had a band. They put a band together and they got a gig and nobody knew who the band was. They were showing up. And people walked in and they went, oh, it's you guys. And that became the name of the band, You Guys. Kid Wilson and the Beat Buddies. There you go. Kid Wilson's a good band name right there. That's it right there, just Kid Wilson. That's what I'd call it. I just call it Kid Wilson. Free chicken and beer band. Yeah, free drinks. Kid Wilson sounds good, man. You Guys, a great title. That was a great name. You Guys and the Average Bar Band. See, back in the 90s, I mean early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, Fred, our drummer, for some reason, he came up with this band named Hush. And we played that Deep Purple song, Hush, which I loathed. I do not like that song. I don't like it now. I didn't like it then. I don't like it. But we played it because the other guy sang it. And all I had to do was go, hush, hush. That's all I had to sing. But I had to play the guitar to it. And when Rick passed away and we got Jerry to play guitar, and even before that, you know, we wanted to get away from the Larry, Daryl, and Cheryl thing because we thought we just played it out. And yeah, it's popular. It is. But I couldn't think of a name, and Fred goes, you know what? He goes, I've still got old cards from the 90s that say Hush on them. Why don't we just call it Hush, and I'll scratch the phone number out. So we'll order new cards, Fred. Dirty White Boys, that's a good name. That'd be for like a heavier rock band, though, a rockier rock band. We play a lot of country and laid back. We don't do any yacht rock, really. But we do like some classic easy listening. So I'm still searching for a new name. Of course, then Fred went and had signs made. And Linda had cards printed. I've got 500 business cards say hush on them. I guess I should use them up before I change the name. Just start handing them out as souvenirs. Four Skins was our three-piece band. I tried that once, having a suggestions for a new band name. You guys knocked it out of the park with some names, and then some names were just atrocious. Hey, there's Janice coming in right at the end of it. Good timing, Janice. Janice, tell us about the neck dive on the acoustic. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know about the neck dive because no neck dive. The strap. No neck dive. Oh well. Oh well. Epiphonium, yeah, neck dive because of a tuner? Slowman. How heavy can a tuning peg be, Janice? Attach the strap with a string to the end of the neck like old school. Behind the nut, to the headstock, behind the nut. Instant neck dive cure. And poor spelling. Yeah, poor typing. Locking tuners on an acoustic are kind of like anti-productive. I mean, your bridge on an acoustic, you're not floating anything, and you're not shredding or bending strings. You know, at least Janice isn't. Janice, I'm telling you, the ukulele and the acoustic guitar are cut right. You're cut right out for ukulele. You're cut right out for a ukulele, man. Or a good acoustic guitar. Hey, John. How's it going? Well, if you just got here, Janice and John, hit the thumb up. The Dan Electro, I can understand that, Janice. I can understand that one. Those are kind of oddly shaped guitars anyway. No doubt about that. I'd like to see your acoustic, Janice. If you could do a video of it and post it to Facebook or link it to Facebook. But I say tie the strap, get a strap that you can tie behind the nut on the headstock, and you won't have any more neck dive. Body dive. Yeah. You've got a decent telly. I don't know why you're playing a Clary. Think you got that guitar free, didn't you? Crafted counterweights, man. Hey, Falcro, don't add weight to your guitar. Don't do that. Strap buttons can be moved. No, there's never a problem of not enough weight. This is my opinion only. In my honest, humble opinion, you want to remove weight by wider strap. Helium balloons and headstock. There you go, man. Just tie a helium balloon to the end of it. That's a perfect idea, man. You got an SG? Get 4 or 5 helium balloons and tie them to the headstock. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, it could be your strap. Neck dive was never an issue for me because holding up the guitar neck, when you're playing, your hand is on the neck. It's holding it up. It's not going to dive. I mean, it can never be so heavy that it's a problem on your arm. I wouldn't think. Play sitting down. What's Ruby? You know, I use the old cheap Strats. I use the cheapest straps. I use these cheapo black straps that are the cheapest thing. They're $5 or $6. I've got a couple leather straps that I use on my acoustics just because they're nicer guitars. But I go with these plain old black woven strap that's it, you know. My one old Strat has a nice fancy green one strap locked onto it that it hasn't been unstrap locked from that guitar in 10 years. People tell you not to put the strap in the case with the guitar. Shit, man, I don't even unhook it. And I know the sweat makes the strings rust because it has happened. Yeah, however you post it, Janice. Kind of rather see a current video, but that's all right. If it shows it doing it. All right, guys, it's midnight in Ohio. It's midnight at the Oasis. Well, I don't know if we can help you out at all, Janice, but, you know, we can certainly voice an opinion. And, but besides that, I'd like to see the guitar, so that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, I'm going to play my outro for you again. And if I'm not doing anything pressing tomorrow night, maybe I'll pop back in, maybe play some guitar. And a bungee cord on a mic stand. There you go. Yes, the red one. Okay. I remember that. All right, guys. I will see you soon. Like I said, if it behooves you or if you can in any way, shape, or form, join me over on Patreon. I've been posting content over there. And I'm going to the outro, and I'd like to thank everybody for popping by. It's always nice to see you guys. Yep, and don't forget to smash the like button. All right, catch you later.